You are so much more powerful than you give yourself credit. You are so connected. You have a tribe in the spirit realm, in the actual physical reality. You may be meeting new people at this time, or you're going to find your tribe. There's some kind of interconnectedness in this energy that I'm picking up on, and Spirit really wants you to know how important you are in the grand scheme of things, and that you're really not alone. Not at all. I mean, we're connected, right? This collective is connected. You and I are connected. You and everyone are connected. And so you can choose your connections as well, which ones you want to put energy towards and which connections maybe you want to retract from for the time being in this life experience. But what's about to unfold here in this reading, and also in general in your life, is some kind of magic. It's like you're having an attunement to the magic of the world in a way that you never did before. Now, I feel like most of us here we are already magically inclined, okay? We already have a special connection with animals, with nature, with the cosmos, because we realize that we are inside everything and everything is inside of us. We are all one. But there's something that's unfolding here, that's happening, that's spiraling outwards, that's going to give you a new perspective on life or on what it means to be alive. I'm seeing the Magician card here. It's like the Magician is stepping into your life, the archetype, in a real big way, asking you to really fully embody it and to know that you have the power to bring what's above into your reality below. Okay, so what your higher self knows and can do, Spirit is showing you some avenue, some way for you to embody that in the 3D plane. Okay, so your higher self and your 3D self are closely connected in a way that they have never been at this time for whoever I'm connecting to. It's at 2:33 on the clock, and I'll get into some of the messages that I received here and also the cards that I pulled out, and then we'll pull out some more. But that 2:33, now 2:44, reminds me of what I got here, because what I got is threes. What comes in threes goes by fours. Yeah, what comes in threes goes by fours. So a lot of things come in threes. I'm sure you could think of lots of different things, past, present, future, morning, midday, night. Like there's so many things that come in threes. Maiden, mother, crone, etc., etc. And then there's lots of things that are by fours, like the 4 elements, the 4 directions. So what I was meditating on this, what does this mean? What comes in threes goes by fours. And I haven't fully figured it out yet. I mean, maybe we will in the reading. But what I got for what the 3 is that Spirit's talking about is knowing, experiencing, and creating. I've never really heard this put in a sequence like of 3, but this is what Spirit's saying. There's something, and it does seem sequential, like you're going to know something first, then you're going to experience your knowing. That was 3, wasn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, 3. Okay. Knowing, you're going to know something first, then you're going to experience it, and then you're going to create from your knowingness and your experience. Then I got this card, Fibonacci, which I'm going to read to you. Initially, I wasn't. I was just going to talk to you about what it means, but it's so beautiful what the book says that I just have to read it to you. But the Fibonacci sequence here talks about repeating patterns that exist in our universe, in many, many things, in almost everything. That the same patterns that exist within our DNA structure, our cell structure, are the same kind of patterns that we see in flowers and in the waves in the ocean and so on, and seashells, etc., etc. So this is another confirmation to let you know that everything is connected, that you are connected, that you are nature. You're not just connected to nature, you are nature. So I'll read this in a second. The way the message came through first was that you're needing some direction at this time. And when I got this, I drew this, and I have no idea really. I've never seen that. I don't know what that is. Kind of looks like an @ symbol for an email address, but also kind of a spiral. It reminded me of a corn maze. So maybe you feel like you're lost in a little bit of a corn maze. It's like, you know, you're trying to find your way out, but then I do feel like you find your way out, but when you get out of the corn maze, it's like, okay, that was fun, I guess. Like, what's next? I don't know if you've ever had that experience of going through a maze. It's like, yes, I found my way out, but then you're like, now what? I don't know. Maybe this is a childhood memory of mine where I'm like, okay, yeah, I got that. Now what are we going to do? So there's something about that energy that's coming through. And I heard that the direction that you need to take is the path that is not picked. And the picked here has something to do with flowers. Like the path that you have to take is full of flowers, okay? Metaphorically, maybe actually, but it's like the path that has not been picked or plucked or manicured or paved. It's kind of the wild path. There is something about wildflowers and a wild energy here. The wilderness, being connected to the wild nature of animals and so forth. It's kind of witchy a little bit hippie as well. Then I also got daisies could be significant for someone. And then I also got that you have the right to defend, and this was underlined. So there's something going on in your life right now where you're being asked to defend it. Maybe it's your abilities, maybe it's your sacred spiritual space, maybe it's your connection to spirit, maybe it's your love relationship, maybe it's something to do with your child or your parents, your job, but it's like you have the right to defend it. And so don't feel bad about that, and use your resources to defend what you need to defend. And this is also linked to that knowing, experiencing, creating. First, you need to know what it is you're defending and why you're defending it. Then look at your experiences, your past experiences of how you defend things and what happened from that strategy you took. You could also look to other people's experiences of defending themselves, and then create your own way. Create your own tools that you will use to defend yourself. Okay, so let's read this card here, and then I'll pull out some more oracle. I also got this card, Holy Basil, and this card talks about lifting your spirits. And I feel like this magic that is being shown to you, I'm hearing a glimmer in your eye. Okay, maybe you see a glimmer in someone else's eye, or you see it in your own eye. There's some kind of uplifting energy coming towards you, or that's already within you that you're going to tap into. And it just makes you feel connected and powerful and all-knowing, without having to have the facts. You know, it's like a deep knowingness from the root, from the soul, from the solar plexus. It's just a knowingness without having to prove anything. That was interesting how that flipped like that. I'm also seeing that swan there. Yeah, it's like it kind of flipped inwards, right? So an inner knowing. Okay, let's read the Fibonacci, and then we'll pull out more cards. I hope this reading is going to be useful for you. We're going on a little bit of a journey. It's a different flavor, I feel. But yeah, here it is. This message is for you. So, nature, simple and complex, is an everlasting source of observation and knowledge. Flowers, branches, and plants impregnate you with their perfection. Therefore, contemplating, you ask her, and in her reflection, you find out that you are like an underground current hiding infinite secrets within its diverse patterns. I wrote that down when I first read it because I feel like it's so important. You are an underground current hiding infinite secrets within your diverse patterns, which means that you know so much. You have divine knowledge, and the patterns that you repeat, these Fibonacci patterns within you and in your life and in your spiritual practice, they hold so much wisdom and secrets. And not all your patterns are the same. I don't know why this is important, but it's like you have a certain level of complexity to you that should not be simplified, okay? Because you hold some kind of, I'm seeing like, like a hub, like a hub of knowledge, okay? And then it has like these kind of, how do I explain this? You know, at like science centers and science places, they have those electricity balls and you put your hand on it and all your hair stands up. But when you put your hand on that ball, like all the different electrical currents like start spreading out from the ball. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Maybe something significant with your hair, because hair can be a spiritual antenna. So watch your hair, take care of your hair, honor your hair. And if you don't have any hair, that's okay. You got a little somewhere, so honor that. Interesting. Something about cats I'm seeing here. Cat hair. Oh man, I don't think I honor cat hair too much, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's refocus. You have a hub of knowledge, and it's like you also have all these different channels that you go through, that you take this one source of knowledge and multiply or apply or experiment with. So, to ground this, I'm seeing the name Heidi here. And it says something about mothers and daughters. Also, John. This is like, I'm just listening to this thing here, and there were some other things popping up on the side about that. Okay, wow, there's distractions. Yeah. Okay. So let's clear it a little bit, because this knowledge that is being delivered to you is a little bit sacred, okay? And maybe we need to treat it as a little bit secret as well. Not for everybody's eyes and ears. Okay. I'm hearing a symbol. There's a symbol of importance to you that you could focus on in your meditation to recenter you. But the main message that I'm getting with that electrical ball and currents and all of that is that you don't need to simplify something. You can be as complex as you choose. You can go in many different directions as you choose. You can have many different unfoldings and behavioral patterns, thought patterns, relationship patterns, diverse patterns. Okay, because it's the diversity in your energy that holds the key to infinite secrets. I hope that makes sense. Okay. You observe your path moving like rhythmic sequence of the spider web, and that is how you are weaving your own life in cyclic progression, revealing the secrets that tell you how to navigate your own journey. You finally remember that you are nature herself, and you observe the illusion of living separated from her. You remember who you are, and step by step you move forward along your path. It says, adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Okay, so something to be patient. There's something that you need to be a little bit patient with. And I think it's linked to this defending position. And I also had that Sagittarius was somehow linked to this right to defend. And Sagittarius energy can be a great defender, especially when they're defending based on their morals, ethics, and beliefs and values that are in alignment with the highest good. It's interesting how all that distracting energy that came through, I felt was like a reminder from Spirit that what they're telling you right now is actually sacred, okay? And that there are others out there who would like to have this key to infinite secrets and wisdom. There are others out there who would like to feel this deep connection, but are unable to at this time for whatever karmic reason, or are not allowed entry into this space, into your space. And so when things start to go off the rails a little bit and you get a little distracted, or your thoughts start to be pulled away from the center of what is important, recenter yourself, maybe meditate on that symbol. I'm seeing a circle here. Clear the energy and refocus, and treat what it is that you're doing or thinking about with reverence and respect. Okay. So let's see the energy supporting you, collective. Yeah, there's definitely something a little bit, it was weird how that energy came in, felt so different. Awareness, yeah. See, on this card it says foolish and conscious. It's important to remain conscious of what is going on around you and the energies that you're feeling, especially when you dive into magical realms. Because there are doors, and Reem talked about this too, there are gatekeepers for certain realms. And so you don't want to hold the door open when Spirit doesn't want you to, right? Like, be careful of who you hold the door open to. Maybe in your practice. Oh, interesting. It's July 3rd and it's 4 o'clock. 3s into 4s. What comes in 3s goes by 4s. What do you think that means? Okay, I think I need some help with that. Right below, if you feel guided, what comes in 3s goes by 4s. And yeah, let me know what you think, because I feel like there's something in there that I can't quite get, but you could. Okay, so stay aware, stay conscious of what you're doing as you unfold into these magical realms. Holy Basil is here to lighten the mood, to lighten it back up, and to protect you. Maybe you want to get some holy basil. Also spider webs, if you're seeing a lot of them, they're there for your support, okay? They're catching, they're gatekeepers. Spiders are gatekeepers. Their webs are. You know, they keep things out of certain spaces by catching them, kind of like a dream catcher, okay? So we have confusion and sadness for the challenge. It says fearful and defensive for the lower polarities of these cards. I feel like the distractions lead to confusion. And so that's what you need to be conscious of. And if you're working on something or you're doing something and you're starting to get distracted and confused, take a pause, take a break. Okay, allow that energy to dissipate before you go back in. Like, create a little segue, like a little bit of a bardo, like an intermediary space or something where you can hold off before you proceed. I hope that makes sense. I also got here that you're upgrading your skills, and there's some sort of cohesiveness that's going to happen for you. Things are going to come together. I'm seeing a gallery, like an art gallery. Maybe all your pieces start to come together and it's like cohesive and you thought it wasn't. Or a fashion, you're into fashion, something like that. Or these could be metaphors. So the energy of sadness, and it says defensive, and we had the right to defend. I feel like you have, is that it? Oh, look, and she's crying flowers. Are those daisies? I don't know, but it looks exactly like the flower I drew. See? path not picked. So maybe you're mourning a path that you didn't pick here. I'm also seeing the initials LTG on this card. Mourning a path you didn't pick. I feel like somebody might have stopped you. Like you said something and they stopped you. I feel like it was you were saying what path you wanted to take. Maybe this was at a young age. Like, I want to be this when I get older, or whatever. Or I want to go into this career, or this is really my passion. And it's almost like somebody around you was like, that's not practical. Or why don't you think about doing this instead? Or you got diverted. Maybe it wasn't a person. Maybe it was just society in general convinced you that you should take the well-manicured, well-trodden path, and you actually need to take the path not picked. And so there's some kind of sadness that you hold about not taking this path, and that's what you need to defend, is this sadness, because that emotion of sadness is giving you information that there is something that you're missing, something that you want to move towards, but for some reason you've been blocked. And I feel like this is why Spirit is saying to you that you're so connected and that there's so much magic available to you that nothing has been totally barred off from you. The path is still there. Whatever it is you wanted to do or you want to do that you feel is impossible, it's not. Maybe it's not well paved, it's not easy to see, but it's there. I feel like it is actually easy for you to see this path because it's full of these wild, beautiful flowers. There's something enticing, magical, mysterious, but also so welcoming and supported by, like, I keep wanting to say like nature. It's supported by nature. There's something natural about taking this path. And you could feel confused because you've gone so far down the well-manicured, the paved road, all of that. Like, you're already down it. Okay, so you could be like, I don't know what this calling is about. Maybe you feel called and you don't even know where and what you're called towards. But this is where the awareness comes in too. It's like you need to meditate, or you need to not shrug off those feelings. Don't convince yourself like this is just as good as it gets. Like, I'm being ridiculous to dream up something new. I can't go back to school. I can't get into a new relationship. You know, like, don't say those things to yourself. You're only blocking yourself with that. Your electricity, those diverse patterns, they can go elsewhere. This is an interesting reading. Okay, let's get into the tarot and see what else comes through for you, collective. I'm hearing the letter R. What's your favorite book? Okay, something about that could be significant. And it could just be the first thing that comes to your mind. There's like a motif in it. There's a story in it, a narrative that is like part of this message for you. Ooh, interesting. Collective. Yeah, the opportunity is the magician. I'm telling you. Did you see how like it kind of flipped out like that? There we go again. It's like Hold on. Let's keep going. I want to know something, Spirit, before we get into this beautiful message. I want to know something a little bit more about the confusion and the distraction. The Tower and the Star. It's nothing you can't handle, that's for sure. Death. There are forces or people or just, general collective energies that are in disarray. Things are falling down. Structures are crumbling. The world is looking shady AF. I'm hearing shady AF. You know, there's things that are being exposed. There's just weird things happening, okay? And it's creating a lot of energetic upheaval for a lot of people. I'm seeing a rose as my eyes are closed here. Fibonacci, is that a Fibonacci? Kind of, like the petals of the rose. And these patterns, interesting, maybe they are patterns. These patterns in the collective of upheaval, I don't feel like they're affecting you necessarily. I don't feel like you're energetically thrown into disarray, but there is a lot of that happening. And that's kind of the energy that you shouldn't hold the door open for at this time. Don't allow that to come in. Like, it was weird. The other day, I was going through my YouTube thing. I was bored, looking for something to watch. And like, I watch pretty specific topics. And all of a sudden, I just started getting all of these videos on like celebrity gossip, like people I don't even know. Like, I don't know who these people are. Like weird celebrity gossip, people commenting on celebrity gossip. And just like, I was like, what is all this? Like, do I need to go delete a history? Or like, how did this happen? You know, how is this in my algorithm? And I watched something and like it was starting to catch my attention and waste my time essentially. And I was like, I don't give a shit about this. Like, why am I watching it? And then I realized like this is very distracting and it's all negative, right? It's all negative information, it's creating negative emotion or just disruptive confusion and like, you know, wasting my time. So I feel like this is a message for you to be careful of those things that creep in and cause confusion, waste your time, and get you away from what you're feeling and what you feel like you're missing. Okay, it takes you further down some kind of barren path. Taking you away from your destiny, the star. But with this, it looks like a scythe and also a moon here. You can definitely cut this out and put an end to it. Whatever those distracting energies are, they could be family, friends, gossip, media, work stuff. Like, create a boundary and be like, no, okay, maybe I'll think about it for 1 hour at this time and allow myself to do that. Let my ego fly for an hour in the chaos that it's attracted to or whatever it is. And then that's it. That's it. Boundary. And then I'll get back to what really matters, the magic, the nature, the interconnectedness. Okay? So we have the 10 of Wands for your overall energy. Carrying a lot. You're carrying a lot. A lot of weight. The right to defend. Let's see. Tell me more about this 10 of Wands, Spirit. I'll put all the names of the decks in the description box below. 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, look at this. This is so interesting. The 9 of Swords at the bottom. Curiosity of Air, which is the Page of Swords to the 9 of Swords. Like, yeah, you are seeing the collective upheaval or someone around you. They're just stressed out. People are losing it. They're in pain, misdirected. And look at you. It's like here you are on that barren path that everybody's walking down, trying to plant the flowers. That's admirable. Trying to replant the flowers. Okay, so some of you are trying to help people out of dire situations or help. You're a healer, okay? You're trying to bring them back to themselves and their complexity and their beauty and their magic by showing them magic on their path. However, that said, this is again where the electricity splits off in multiple directions. That doesn't mean you can't also choose the path not picked, right? Just because you're doing work on this path with these people doesn't mean you can't pursue another path that nobody else can see or that is very far away from the one that you're working on. Hope that makes sense. Like, look at all of these different paths. So yeah, so you're trying to help people. You're a healer, natural healer. Natural. Okay, like, so this could be like you have some kind of practice, or you're like doing something spiritually healing people, or it could just be you're the go-to person in the group of friends or in your family. It's like you are there, you're solid, you know how to repan. Interesting, because we have the devil in reverse. Repan. Let me think about that as I talk, if I can do those two things at once. Okay. So you are trying to replant wisdom, faith, love along a barren path. What you don't see coming is the devil in reverse. Give me a card on that repan, because I know that means something. Devotion, indifferent, and passionate. I feel like, collective, that a lot of you are trying to walk the middle path, meaning that you're in balance. So I feel like you're trying to help people stop demonizing themselves, okay? Maybe integrate their shadow, or see where Pan energy, which it's interesting that Pan came out, because Pan is more related to like the nature frequency than the name devil, right? It's interesting. So maybe you're trying to reestablish how that Pan energy could be used for good. Okay, everything has a higher and lower polarity, everything, including Pan. Let me just look that up, because I feel like there's something big there that I'm missing. Pan in Greek mythology was considered god of the wild. That's what I said, the wild, right? Wildflowers. Shepherds and flocks, rustic music. This is the goat, right? Pan was frequently identified as a nature god, sometimes identified as fauna. Yeah, he had relationships with woodlands. He was a significant figure in the Romantic movement, and this card, Holy Basil, also speaks about romance. Okay, hold on. What else here? Yeah, so I feel like ultimately something about mountain people. Also, ultimately what I think is being said here is that you are helping to heal people by getting them to embrace their darkness as well as their lightness. And I don't mean evil, I just mean the darker side, the darker polarity that's connected to the divine feminine, and also connected to this Pan energy, connected to nature and the mysteries and the unpicked flowers and the wilderness, the unknown. Okay, it's like you're getting somebody, or maybe even yourself, to reconnect to that higher polarity of Pan energy and distinguish it from that chaotic energy that operates in the collective, that devil energy that is all about destruction and confusion. It's like you're understanding the differences, and in understanding the higher polarity of the darkness, you're able to help heal people in a way that you weren't before, or heal yourself, or do magic in ways that are for the highest good of all, but that makes use of all of the resources available to you. I'm hearing something like, because don't forget, the most powerful things are often the things that we're told to stay away from. The things that are the best for our soul's growth and development are often manipulated by the matrix, society, whatever, institutions, are manipulated for us to believe that they are something that we don't already know about, knowing, experience, and creating. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Yeah, I'm also going to watch this reading back because I don't know about this one, but let's see. 5 of water for the opportunity. Yeah, this is really going to heal someone or heal yourself. It's like embracing the unknown, the wild. Okay, the book Women Who Run with the Wolves is coming up. So maybe you want to read that or have a look at it. There's something about your wild nature that wants to be expressed. But like, there's also a message here that in your wildness and your chaos and your creativity and your divine nature, there's also a sacred order that always already exists. So there's really nothing to fear. Okay, the Magician for the opportunity. The Lovers. Interconnection. Choices. There's the Roses. Tell me more. The opportunity here is to manifest an important connection where you will know more and experience more and create more in your life. It's the opportunity to give yourself a direction. The Tower. Interesting. There's that electricity. It's like you're being given the opportunity to create heaven on earth, even while it feels like sometimes all that wants to be created by the powers that were is hell on earth. Right? It's like Spirit saying, no, you're the magician. You have the opportunity to create heaven on earth. And it comes by not fearing Pan, okay? Not fearing those things, not fearing fear, but using all of those experiences, all of that emotion and energy as a catalyst to create what it is that you want, to replant those wild flowers along the barren path, and then to pick a path that is still full of wildflowers and that has never been paved over. So I feel like deeply this message is saying to you that even as the world around us can sometimes seem hellish and frightening and worrisome, and people we know who are looped into that frequency, we can be concerned about all of that. It doesn't mean that heaven on earth and magic and interconnectedness don't exist, because they do. And it's not really about picking one over the other. It's about what is it about? It's not really about picking one over the other. Four of fire. It's about balance. So sometimes maybe you want to escape what's going on. But part of your role is to heal what's going on in your family, in your friends, in the world. Like you're a healer. So you can't just escape into like this land of like no conflict, because that doesn't even exist. So you're meant to hold some balance. So also ground yourself, 1 foot in the spirit realm and 1 foot in the middle world where we are right now, so that you can bring harmony. There's 3 trumpets, 3s into 4s, 3 trumpets into 4 of wands. So there's an awakening here. 3 waves of awakening. 3 waves of awakening. Knowing, experience, and creating. This is making sense. Are you getting anything from this? Okay. The challenge. Queen of Wands. This is the public defender. The right to defend. The right to help people. You have the right to help people and heal people. You have the right to heal people. I feel like I need to say that again. Do you know that? Because you've earned it. Because you realize that you're an underground current hiding infinite secrets within your diverse patterns. And so that you can share these secrets and show them to people by exposing them to a different pattern, a different path. By creating change in the mundane world where all these towers are happening. What about the spider webs? 5 of Swords. Yeah, you can show people how to catch the bullshit and how to become aware and conscious of the manipulation and the games, spiritual or otherwise, or actual, that people play here. Queen of Wands. See, you're helping people get out of a mental prison that is trapping their ability to manifest and imagine heaven on earth. Because when we say as above, so below, we're also talking about as above as in our mind, so below in our hands, what we create, or even our feet, where we walk. You know, what's in our head is where we go. It's what we create with our hands. So that's another meaning of as above, so below. And I feel like you're showing people that. And yes, it is a challenge because some people are very locked in. So what about this challenge aspect here? 20, awakening, emergence. Yeah, but see, look, how you do this, how you address this is by introducing them to the magic. Look at how magical this scene looks here. Some butterflies, some little mushrooms. There's a snake over there. There's some dude who looks really strong. I don't know. It's like introducing people to a different way, or introducing, if this is about yourself, it's like reintroducing yourself to playing in the forest, playing with animals, understanding that you are nature. Okay. The advice is the Page of Pentacles. Let me get a little bit further on this. 2 of Cups. Yeah, look, there's the light and the dark balance here. You're teaching people how to come into balance because you've taught yourself, or you're going through the process of teaching yourself. You've taught yourself. And as you teach others how to come into balance, to balance their light and their dark, and to like re-educate themselves, or remember, it's really remember that some of the things that we've been told that are not real or not accessible to us, or that are so-called bad, are actually where our biggest activations lie. It's like you are showing people that, or helping them remember that. And as you do that, they teach you. The people that you are helping heal, they are also helping heal you and teach you about their own infinite pathways that you have yet to discover. This is why you're a soul tribe. This is why you're a community and interconnected. So remember, when you're out there in the streets, I felt like saying that, healing people or helping people, stay humble, because they're healing you too and they're helping you. And stay open to that awareness. Okay? Page of Cups for what's going to manifest in the next 3 months. Interesting little reading here. 9 of fire and the curiosity of fire. This is, again, the right to defend. Going forward. Defending nature, maybe. Maybe you're an environmentalist. I don't know. Defending nature. I mean, we all should be. We all are already, because we are nature again. But anyways, defending, continuing to push forward, to find the path. Look at you. Not only are you finding the path not picked, but you're like rock climbing, going into caverns, going into the darkness, exploring all over the world, all over yourself, in your inner map, your outer map. You're doing a lot of exploration of the different paths and magic that is on those different paths and what's available to you, what you could learn, what you could use. It's like one path here is not, there isn't one path that's your destiny. There are multiple paths that are your destiny. So you're never going to miss it. Okay? You're not. Whoever I'm connecting to, you're not going to miss it. Just go where you want to go, where you feel pulled and desired to go, even if it feels like no one else is going that way or doing that thing. That's probably a big clue that you should go that way. Okay, collective. I'm going to read an oracle card to close this reading out. I hope that helped you. Let's see. Last message for the collective. Deep, quiet, meditation, and stillness, number 11. There we go, coming back to that, meditating on that symbol, meditating to center yourself. When deep quiet appears, it is a message from the cosmos calling you to stillness, to step outside the concerns of your everyday life. This does not mean to slow down and take a breath, although that is a good start. The cosmos is inviting you to go deep, to that place where the noise stops and there is only vast emptiness of inner space. When we don't respond to the invitation offered by deep quiet, life can stop us in our tracks with an illness or a crisis. Listen to the small, still voice. Remember that you want to catch spirit on a whisper, not a shout. And it is only human to argue that you are too busy to slow down, that you don't have time, the inclination, or money for a retreat, or you can't shut off the celebrity gossip. Do not let any of these reasons get the better of you. Stop the world and enter the deep quiet before you come to a crashing halt. After you have said yes to this invitation, you will find that the world can get along quite well without the need for you to manage it. You will enjoy the freedom that comes with stillness, the clarity and spaciousness offered by the silence. Collective, I feel like this is that space I was talking about. That like bardo, or like this middle space, the liminal space, when you feel all this distracting energy and confusion come towards you, or maybe that everybody wants you to manage their shit for them. It's like hold yourself in stillness, in meditation, in quietness, and then get back to what really matters for you. But allow yourself to have that moment of like pause, okay? As an act of respect for your work, for your path, for your healing, and so forth. Okay, guys, that's what I have. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.